Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bump and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot now.
Hey everyone, welcome on to Trackside with Kokpit on your Wednesday show. We have a fun but a very, very special show this evening. The Ashton family will be joining us. Kinser and Booker here at 7:30. Hope you're doing well. Geez, the months are going by so fast. Last weekend of July, August next week, and August, September, October, 3 and a bit more months. Maynota will update us exactly the months and the days until we go racing. Hey Books, mate, how are you?
Oh, I'm not doing too bad, mate. It's got a bit cooler down here today. It's dropped in temperature, but yeah, we're coping. It's like you say, not long to go. I'm constantly thinking about how long it is to go, waiting for the Speedway season to start and get back into it and see some racing and have some fun and meet up with some more people out there, mate. And yeah, it's just it's been epic. Just thought of something else I didn't quite bring up before for us to have a look at.
What do you got there, mate? What are you looking?
Can't
What do
see.
you
I
got?
had
This is
something
the secret that we were talking about last week. Was this your page you're going to show us all?
there.
Not only M's. It sounds like only M's.
Only
No,
M's.
have you got it, mate? What you got there?
Yeah, what I've got is I was just going to do a like I did last week and a wrap up of the weekends just gone of Kiwis out in the world on motorsport and where they placed and what they did. So just a world wrap as I've just thought we'll start doing each week, you know, and because we've got so many great drivers out there in all motorsports, all facets of motorsport around the world represented us. So here's a little bit of a weekend just gone. Chris Vanderdrift won both Lamborghini Super Turofo Asia races. Mitch Evans took second and third in the FIA finale for the Formula E.
Yeah.
And it puts him finishing P2 in the championship. So, I mean, that's a feat in its own, isn't it, mate? You know? Matt Payne took a second, the fourth at the two supercar races at Sydney.
Yep. Yeah.
Liam Skeets finished second in the last USF Pro 2000 race in Toronto. Scott Dixon took P3 IndyCar on the streets of Toronto. Fabian Coulthard noted a podium in the Porsche Carrera Cup in Australia and Sydney. Gizzy finished a fourth at an oval in the Xfinity Series over there in NASCAR, which is a huge accomplishment for him for his progress and what he's doing. Marco Giltrap recorded P4 in the Porsche Carrera Cup Australia. Marcus Armstrong scored a top 5 IndyCar finish in Toronto. So I see McLaughlin crashed out, hit by his own teammate there. But that's the Kiwis on the world stage at the moment. Because, I mean, we've got Kiwis from here going on the world stage shortly, hence having young Caleb Ashton on the show tonight as well to talk about his trip to the Brisca F1. So, yeah, but that's the wrap-up of the Kiwis around on the world at the moment, mate.
Yeah, there is one young fella, motocross actually, who's excelled what his dad. The name just eludes me, actually. One of the motocross family, the King family, one of the young fellas, his son is actually just might be a world champion at a young age, 11 or 14, something like that, motocross. I seen it break all the news earlier in the week, but yeah, there's a lot of Kiwis, like you say, Booker, doing well around the world in our beloved motorsport, you know, and like you say, we got a special coming up with Caleb Ashton. Talking of Ashtons, we might as well start with Sam and get the latest update. What's been happening with the big milestone? It's obviously TWS Rotorua Paradise Valley Speedway. There he is, the man himself, Sam Ashton. Hey, Sam.
Hey, Sammy.
Hey, boys. How are you?
Good. What's been happening in your busy little world? I know you got to head off soon to hockey, but what else has been going on, mate?
Nothing much. More hockey at the moment. I've just finished 2 tournaments in 2 weeks. I did under 15s the first week of the school holidays, and then I did an under 16s for Waikato last week. So haven't really had a break at the moment.
Yeah. Towley, that's the name. Maru just said that's it, young Ben Towley's boy. That was a motocross kid. So you've been doing hockey, mate. Been busy with that, obviously, during that time. But obviously, a lot of people have seen the updates on visual videos through the Rotorua Stockcar Club. Things have fallen into place, and are they on target?
I believe they are.
Excellent.
Last I heard, they were on target to be ready October.
Okay. So what is it exactly we're talking about here? What is the actual development? Because obviously a bit of history from the toilet that everyone knows down in the pits, gone. So what's developed at the moment?
So it was actually, I believe it was Stan and Sonia in the committee 3 years ago come up with an idea of building a new admin tower for us, or a new race control. So we were lucky that Easter fell quite early. So once our last meeting at Easter was done, the following Tuesday, I think it was, I think Stan got a digger in, and the old admin tower come down, and it was gone within a week. And then the toilet block that everybody knew on the corner of the pit gate there, well, that disappeared a couple of days later. And, I went away for a week, come back, and there was a concrete slab all built. And, yeah, they've started the new build.
Just looking at some of the footage now, I'm just looking a quick look. I know there's been a bit of wet weather over the time as well through this, and we're in the winter season. But like you say, things are on target, looking pretty good, eh?
Yeah, so we've got, last I heard, that the walls, we meant to, the interior walls starting to go up today or this week sometime, and the windows are at the end of this week. So, that may be pushed out by a week because we had a bit of a, wet weather over the weekend, and the last couple of days it's been quite wet here in Rotorua. So, we can't help the weather. We're lucky we got a roof on. That's helped us quite a bit. It's kept most of the building dry for the meantime.
What's the building? What's going in there? So what's going to be in there? Like, you've removed the toilet blocks. What are we going to have in the new building? What facilities are going to be in it? For people that don't know.
So it's 2-story like normal. So the bottom story, they'll have a toilet block in it.
Yep.
So there will be toilets in the bottom, and then we'll have an armband room and like for the armband ladies, for registration cards, we have our steward's hut, and then the ambulance will now be pushed inside. So we've got an ambulance bay with a fully equipped ambulance room. So the drivers will be brought off the track, and it will go into the ambo room, and then we'll close the door, and then the ambo staff can be going in and out of the side door. So it's shut off to the public. There's a bit of a privacy there. Upstairs, we've got got a common room or office room for myself to work for the week. We've got the announcers box, referees, lap scorers. We've got a viewing room for like our drivers' reps so they can watch from inside. And then we've got a nice big office area for Kim and Leslie, our 2 office ladies, to do all the points and results for every race.
What I like about the track and everyone that's involved where you are, Sam, it's a team effort. There's a lot of thought that goes into everything, because over the years I've seen that track develop. I got memories of the grass hill bank. Me and Booker were actually very privileged that Stan showed us a lot earlier than that, some of the photography, some of the history around the track. Are we going to see some of that actually on public display, some of that history?
So I was talking to the committee a couple of weeks ago about that. I do have some intentions of placing our old history boards, our honours boards up, and all our old photos in the bottom of the club rooms, because now that will be, there's a toilet block in there that the public will be allowed to use, or the pit people will be allowed to use. So we might make that into a little history room, so the public can walk in and out and look at all our class winners, from the years, old photos, memorabilia that we've got, because there's quite a bit of it.
Yeah.
What I like about the committee there, it's forward thinking. That's not discrediting any other committees out there within Speedway. This particular committee we're talking about while we've got you on the show, because you've developed the stands over the time. Everything has just developed to something new every year. And the tar seal, but made it comfortable to push prayers and to walk around. There's just so much development. It's a good mindset, I would guess, in amongst the committee.
Yeah, and full credit must go to Stan, Sonia, and their team before I came on. Stan and Sonia had a vision when they first took over the place. They had a vision to build it to where it is today, and they successfully have done that. So, they've made my job for the next 20 years a little bit easier because majority of it's all done. And, it's, full credit to those guys. They've done all the hard yards, and now I've got the job to keep it running and keep it professionally done like they have.
It's such a special place in so many hearts of so many visitors and competitors to the track, because it's highly spoken about when it comes to stock cars and super stocks. The World 240 pretty well says it all. When you see it's like a coliseum, that word's used quite a lot in regards to the actual track. But just what, aside from the action, the crowd ambience, it's just everything that makes their place successful. It's a whole team effort, eh?
It is, and it starts from, our ladies on the gate from when you first come in, or actually our students that come in and do the parking in the public car park, right through to, our lap scorers, our scrutineers, our referees, our committee, all of them. And then, and then it's just the public come in, they enjoy it, and then they tell you, mate, oh, this was so nice here, we'll come. And then all of a sudden, they've spread the word, and, we just keep our team rolling, and it makes it so successful for us.
We always hear a lot of positivity, eh, Box,
Yeah.
from all the people that turn up. Eh? You just hear so much good talk about the place.
Yeah. And listen, when we talk to our drivers that come on the show, 90% of them all said Rotorua is their favourite track, so it just goes to show that that right from, like Sam said, from the people at the gate right through, everybody's friendly and helpful. Like every time we've gone there, everybody's nice and friendly and helpful. I mean, I have been to some tracks where you got to talk to an official or talk to somebody there, and it's just they don't want to know, don't want to be a bar of anything to talk to you. But I've had Rotorua and a few other tracks like that. They're very friendly, and that's what we need in this sport, mate. Like don't need to be angry and upset with people. Just go to have joy. It's a family thing, is our Speedway, where it goes from the families in the pits with the drivers, the families out in the crowds watching, and the families running it. Like tonight, we have a whole family of people coming on the show that's all doing sorts of bits through Speedway and stuff, So yeah, that's good, and it just makes it a more enjoyable experience, for everybody, and that's what counts at the end of the day. And that people come in, watch a meeting, and when they leave with a smile. Eh, Sammy?
It is, I don't think there's a few people that left with smiles after the 240s and it was 2:00 in the morning, but I know I was walking out of there with my eyes shut because I was dead. I was drained, learning, the first year, having to run one of the biggest events in the Speedway calendar all in one day. It is tiring, and I've got to give credit to the other promoters that have run, New Zealand champs all in one day. It is hard, and full credit to the drivers as well, putting their bodies on the line for the full day. They were there from, I think it was 10:00 in the morning. We started early, and, it was a long day for them.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. We've been fortunate enough too to wake up in the morning. You can already hear some of the guys out there on their machines, preparing the pit area, let alone the track, and then a bit of wet weather turns up, they're back out there. They live it. They breathe it. They do all the hard work, and you can't get things done without them out there doing the hard effort. Mate, there is another time we're going to talk to you very, very soon because we want to talk with the promoters around the tracks up and down the country. Make sure we get their Speedway calendar out to the viewers who are watching. So similar to what we've done last year, Booker and I, we are going to get into that kind of show, covering up and down the whole country and talking to all the promoters. Anything else you want to say, Sam, before you got to, whistle off and get ready for hockey, mate?
Just on behalf of the club, we'd like to wish Caleb all the best, over in the World Final in a couple of in September. It's a hard yard to do. It's not easy. Any driver that's done the World Final in England knows exactly what I'm talking about. I was lucky enough a couple of years ago. I went over and watched, and I could feel those hits through my body. It's not hard. It's real rough. Complete different style of racing. So we wish him all the best, and hopefully he can bring back some silverware for Team New Zealand.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And you know all about that team stuff too, because you're really into with the mini stocks in the season and with the Aussies and the New Zealand teams as well. Young Flynn, the young bro, is in amongst it as well. And did you just go over to Australia not that long ago and caught up with some of them?
Yeah, so I went over in May. I went over, I think that was a week and a bit, 10 days, I think it was, just to plan the tour that comes up this year, because we fly to Perth in February, March to tour over there and do the Australasian Challenge, but over in Aussie soil. So went over early, got the dates sorted, accommodation all done, so we're nice and early so we can start planning ahead.
What about planning for you yet back in the adult mini stock, mate, or are you just too busy now with the promotional side of things?
Probably a little too busy at the moment this season. With the the stock car teams coming up. That is a hard event to organise. Like it is a lot of work, and I've never had to do a teams meeting before. And this is my second season. I get thrown teams event to organise, so I'm fizzing at the bit to do it. I've got all these awesome ideas in my head. I've just got to get it to work now.
Yeah, I know. You're a man full of ideas. Just quickly, because we did get the odd question popping up, the Steve Williams celebrity race, that won't be happening this season, eh?
No.
Yeah, there we go, everyone. There you go. So no one needs to ask now that you heard it from the horse's mouth. It ain't happening.
It ain't happening. Like it was cool to do it last year. Like it was so good. It just, we've got to have a break. We've got, the stock car teams. If we never won the stock car teams, who knows what could have happened. But, we managed to win the stock car teams this year. So that's one of our, bigger eyes focus this year for us will be, successfully doing a stock car teams event.
Oh, look, might as well do something like a promoters event instead. We'll see what happens.
I would be keen on that one.
I know you would.
Yeah.
Sam, it's been a pleasure catching up. Thanks, mate, for taking time. I know you're extremely busy. You've got a lot on your plate, especially going ahead. Enjoy driving around in your new toy, mate. Have some fun. And we'll look forward to catching up with you, eh?
Yeah, thank you guys. And thanks for what you guys do again. It's good for the sport. It gets us out there again. So thank you.
Awesome, mate. Take care, bro.
Thanks, Sammy.
Thank you.
There you go. If you want to stay in touch, Rotorua Stockcar Club Incorporated is the Facebook page. The little update there from Sam Ashton ahead of things with the new facility that's been built there as well. And it's a place that develops a lot of work goes in. I've seen, when they had some water come through, some of the piping, they've rectified some of that up on the seats as well. And I think they've actually got a special policy now for that guy that carries his own lounge suites to the races. And he holds it on his back and goes, he's got a special own spot, I would guess.
You just about bring him into this. You just about get him back in just as entertainment. Wouldn't you? That was incredible. That showed the atmosphere of that meeting. Actually, that didn't it? That really did, didn't it? It was so good. But I mean, she's all an Ashton affair tonight, and we've got another young Ashton, young Flynn, has joined us now to talk about his upcoming season. Flynn, how are you, mate?
Not too bad. How are you?
Oh, we're good.
Yeah, we're good, mate. We're good. So you aged out of mini stocks, mate, and the mini stock's gone to a new home.
Yep, that left probably 2 months after the season had ended, and we're going upwards now. So yeah, can't wait.
What is upwards, Flynn? Where are you going to, mate? Are you going to modified super saloons, or what are you doing?
We're looking at a production saloon. Nah.
Good on you. Fucker.
Nah, we're gonna go share a super stock with my sister Kendall. So yeah, should be good.
So do you have to paper, scissors, rock to see who gets the New Zealand's, or what's the deal there?
I think Caleb might get that.
Yeah.
Who knows?
You must be excited though to be jumping behind the wheel of a super stock, mate. Have you driven one of them before around the track on a club day or something like that, or will that be your first hit out this season?
I went out on the track. Would have been our Easter meeting. After the meeting, I jumped into 23, and Caleb jumped into 24, and yeah, that was my first hit out. Probably did about 8 laps there. So yeah, can't wait.
Okay, what is it? What is it, mate? I know it's a family thing. It's in the blood. But aside from that, what is it that excites you that you're going to go to Superstock? Put that aside. You said in next year. What is it, mate?
8 cylinders instead of 4.
I love it. Love it.
Nice simple answer, Kins, eh? Triple the bloody horsepower. Eh? It's going to be epic. So
you put your foot down and you actually go somewhere.
Hey, sorry, what was that?
You put your foot down and you actually go somewhere.
Yeah, wow, that's right too. So has have you had conversations with Dad about it and how you're going to approach and attack it this season? Has he just said jump in and do what you want, or has he said you're going to have to jump in and just learn to race first before you start hitting people, or what?
I haven't really said anything, but see what happens when it comes to practice time, and probably take the first couple meetings slow and then slowly build into it.
Yeah. Mate, you're a very young competitive man. We've watched you race at many stocks events over the season just gone, obviously at the MIP and with the New Zealand team. And you like to be at the pointy end of the field. You're a very hard competitor, Ray. And is that what you're going to bring when you get out there in the super stock? Or basically just hold back and learn it, get used to everything, and just get comfortable first, eh?
Oh, got to learn it first, and then
Yeah.
then you got to start building your way up, and
Yeah.
then you'll soon enough be fighting at the front of the field.
So, have any other fellow mini stock drivers? Can you give us a heads up thinking of joining alongside young Flynn Ashton and Super Stocks? Anyone? Nothing?
I have no clue about any other mini stock competitors.
Yeah. I know young Tom Steele had a bit of a pedal in the McPhee Modified, at
Yeah,
Harrisville a
modified,
little while back. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. We don't know. We just don't know what some of these mini stock drivers, mate. Like many mini stock drivers, honestly, you're the next one coming through in this generation. That will be eventually, and I'll say it now. One day you're going to be up there. You're going to be recognised. Trust me, you will be, because it seems to be the way the future of our sport through mini stock drivers has excelled in every class in Speedway. They've either achieved a podium or achieved some type of championship at their track. And mate, mark my words, young Flynn Ashton, you'll be there one day, mate.
Yeah, hopefully get up to the top south of the New Zealand Championship. We've got that many cars out there now. Surely one of us can get up there.
Yeah. So have you thought about the season ahead, mate? Have you thought about starting to think about setting some goals for yourself of what you would like to achieve this season out of it? I mean, like, you must have set points that you want to get to and move to a next point, maybe, or like in development.
Just finish races and move forward from where I start, really. Nothing too big. Can't go too big when you first start off. So, yeah.
Okay. So what are you doing with yourself now? I know school wasn't your thing. You had enough of that bloody thing. So what are you doing? You still doing sign riding with the brother?
I started that, but at the moment I'm actually working up in Auckland and at our engine builders and learning the ropes about our engines and gearboxes and everything like that.
How cool is that, box? Gearboxes, engines, leading all of that stuff. Holy hell, mate! You're in amongst it. Right in amongst it. But
that's a good thing to learn, though, Kins. I mean, I think that a mechanic is a dying breed, to be fair, and a proper mechanic that can actually work it out instead of just reading it off a computer. If he can start young and start learning stuff like that off some of the best in the engine building stages, it's a great way to head, 100%. So are you more excited for that than you were sort of sign riding, Flynn?
It's good fun, very exciting stuff. You're working with $100,000 engines, really, and it's very easy to go wrong, but it's pretty cool to see what actually goes into them.
Yeah. A lot more than you would have thought, eh?
It's very complicated. A lot of tiny parts, oil, grease, how tight you can do something, and it's...
Yeah, knowing your car and having an understanding of every component in the car, especially when you're on your racetrack, you'll know when things aren't going right, whether it's going to be costly, obviously, and that's when you'll make a decision. Can I make it to the checker flag? Can I keep my position? Or do I risk it and just, pull off and come in? And then you can assess it. And it's a good skill to have, it's a great skill to have. You can get in the pits and you know what you're going to have to do and everything. Yeah, you're very fortunate. We're talking to young Trent James not that long ago. He's in a similar situation as you, understanding your car right through. Mate, that's pretty cool. It's pretty bloody cool, actually. Yeah, good on you. It's cool.
So if you now we see you and Toddy have a bit of fun with each other all the time. And if you see him on the track, are you going to be able to stop yourself from giving a little bunt in case he bunts you back, or what? Is there going to be a banter going on with that man still?
I don't know. I've been blocking for him on the Stock Car E series, so might have to get him in real life instead on the game.
Good on you, mate. Hey, well, we wish you all the best, young Flynn, mate. Thanks for taking time out to join us. Is Caleb floating around by any chance?
Yeah, he's just right behind me.
Yeah.
Yes, sweet is. We'll get on the jump, and the man he's heading off to the Brisca. Cheers.
Good luck for the season.
Yeah, good luck, Flynny. Right, we carry on with the Ashton family. We have Caleb, mate. Caleb, how are you?
One comes back in. Hey, it's Steez. How are you, mate? Good?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Yeah, we're doing
good,
well.
good.
We're doing well.
Mate, it's scrolling down the bottom. You've been invited over to the prestigious Brisca F1. What was it like when you got the phone call? Actually, no. How did you find out?
Dad was downstairs one weekend and got a phone call from Samuel asking if we wanted to go, and then he come upstairs and asked me, and we thought about it, tried organising a car, and then we confirmed it, and here we are. We're going over there to compete in the World Final.
That's cool, eh? That's cool. So, have you watched any? Have you, since you found out, have you been on the old YouTube and had a look at some of the racing and any in-car footage and stuff over there to sort of give you some help? Because it's on tarmac, isn't it? The final this year.
Yeah, it's on tarmac, and yeah, I've been on YouTube quite a bit lately, just watching some tarmac races, and I watched the semi-final on the weekend at Hinsford or whatever it was, and just seeing what everyone does, what the top guys do around tarmac. It's going to be a completely different ball game over there.
Yeah.
Well, I watched a thing today with Charlie Swarter put a thing up on tarmac with him going through the traffic, and it was interesting listening to the pitch of the engine, and they sort of just take their foot right off the gas and drift right through the corners and try and drive them as straight as, don't they? Have you noticed that? So there's not a lot of power through the corner.
Yeah. It's almost like racing on the slick here. You don't want to be on the throttle because you'll just buzz up your tyres and your tyres will be gone by lap 10.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. How cool is this? Going out to the world, Brisca, because there's certain things over history to get yourself there that you had to achieve here in New Zealand, and it shows that. But, Sam rung you, spoke to Dad, sorted out a car. That must be one of the coolest things, eh, Caleb?
Yeah, it's bloody wicked. Like, it's a one in a lifetime opportunity. You can't really turn it down. So, bloody stoked to get the call up and go over there and see what I can do.
Yeah, mate. And I suppose the other thing too, because I haven't caught up with you for a little while, being part of the Auckland Teams Nationals in the last season, to win that with the All-Stars, that would have been a cool buzz as well.
Yeah, that was a wicked buzz, being a part of that team environment. They were so welcoming and just made it easy.
Yeah. You got the teen spug, haven't you?
Yep, definitely.
It probably didn't take much, so I would imagine, eh?
No, you hit that first person and you just want to keep doing it.
Hey, Connor Auckram, good to have you on board. Tyler Ingram, Thomas Scott. Yeah, we're all good today, mate. Marty Goodley, Andy McIntosh, Regan O'Brien, Mark Goodman, Peter Rose. Yeah, boy. Who we got? Marcus and Kaylee Tidd, Damien Orr, Scott Honeybone. What else we got here? Who else we got here? Still in place for Kinser to roll his sleeping bag out. Yeah. Well, I'll ask him there. Caleb J. Miller, Emron, Sean Cooper, Dylan Ashton. Who else we got watching at the moment? Forgetting Flinny. Yeah, Flinny's around, mate. Just tell him Dylan said he's his idol. He's gonna wind him
I
up.
think Dylan said to tell Flint he's his idol, so hit him.
Who else we got here? Mike Pugh. Hey, Mike, how are you? Oops. We're all back. All good ears.
So for the rest,
mate.
So you've got that coming up, mate, and for the upcoming season as well. I suppose your focus at the moment is probably purely on just the trip overseas and what you got to focus on there. But you thought much towards the season coming up as well?
I put a little bit of thought into it. Like, I want to go out there and try to qualify for those main big championships. Like, that's what we all want to go do. We want to make those top 26 fields and compete for winning those titles.
It's tough though, eh, mate?
Yeah.
Out of, I would guess, 100 drivers now, there used to be a day back in your dad's day, you could just about select certain ones, but these days they're all similar to your age, mate. They got no fear. They've got good machinery underneath them. They're all competitive. It's just lady luck on the day sometimes, eh?
Yeah, it all comes down to luck. Like, you got 180 super stocks and you maybe have 10 maybe that can't make it, but the rest of them, you're all there. So there's 170 cars that you got to try to fight with for 26 spots.
Yeah.
So it is hard, but
yeah, it is hard. You know what? I mean, used to be 4 or 6 now in a group they go through these days, and you got the repertoire stuff. It's bloody tough, mate. You got to be right at that point, and you can't afford a DNF. It's very rare to kind of get up there if you fall down the back as well. You got to be basically in the top 10, if not the top 7, I would guess, all the bloody time just to get through in that group. I would guess now it's that competitive, eh?
Yeah, you can't even afford to spin out these days. Like, even that costs you your qualifying chances and all that, just spinning out. So it is tough, but that's why we do it.
So your main
100%.
goal this season is to basically make sure you try and qualify for each one. So the big part of it is qualify for those big meetings and then push on from there.
Yeah, try to qualify, and then anything from there's a bonus.
Yeah.
So go back to the UK, to the Brisca stuff. What's the deal that's been sorted out over there on the other side of the world? You've got a car all sorted and everything?
Yeah, so luckily we got Carl Hawkins is giving up his car. So big thanks to Carl and all that. You know, we wouldn't be going over there if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Cool, mate.
That's cool.
And I suppose you're doing a little bit of fundraising out there as well. I know Graham Hughes has jumped on board. There's a fair bit going on just to make things work, and you've got a few of the sponsors throwing a few dollars here or there, right?
Yeah, we've got a few auctions. We've got one auction up at the moment on Facebook on our Ashton Racing page. And then we've got a couple more ideas that we'll put up once that auction's done.
Yeah,
Cool,
everybody can, if they just go and follow you on your Ashton Racing page, very easy to find. You just type in Ashton Racing. I found it easy enough. I'm not that good at doing that. So, and they can get all their information if they want to support and help you right there, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the information and all that's on the Facebook page, and there'll be more updates coming.
Wicked, bro. Wicked. Heaps going on to get you over there, eh?
Have you spoken to any previous drivers that have been over there previously and asked them what it's like and for any advice or anything like that? Or is it still sort of settling into the brain that you're going?
It's still just settling in the brain that I'm going at the moment. Like, I really haven't had a chance to message other people.
Yeah. One step at a time, young man, because it's only September. It's not far away. Get through the end of this week, go to August, and before you know it, mate, you'll be on your way.
Yeah, I'll be packing my bags and I'll be on a plane. It was a 24-hour flight across the other side of the world.
So has the Ashton family filled the whole plane up, or is they letting other people on? Or
no, I think they will listen other people on.
Good on you. Oh, how bloody cool. It's pretty bloody cool. It's just so cool to see you at a young age heading over, you're alongside with Tyler Walker as well, and Trent James as well, so mate, you guys are going to have a bloody ball when you get there, eh? Hey, you three young ones I could imagine it. I could imagine already.
See them all in the pub at the moment, can you? And Lala probably right beside them.
Mate, obviously you got a list of sponsors you need to thank too, because obviously they're going to help out. Have you got that list handy you want to do a bit of a shout out to, mate?
Okay, so I got all the sponsors that are helping me get to the UK. So I got Technical Welding Services, McLeod Sheet Metals, King Signs, Farmline Services, the Megan family. Got Tanya and Stephen at Dirt Shop Creations, Graham at Sportswear Photography, Steve Kersey and Jet Williams. And then I've also got all the sponsors that sponsor our car. We got to thank them too. So we got Engine Dynamics, ARB 4x4 Accessories, Hamilton Asphalts, Les Harrison's Transport Group, Sportswear Photography, King Signs, Technical Welding Services, McLeod Sheet Metals, Steve Kersey, Jet Williams, Vasey Engineering, Prestige Border Removals, Mobile Affordable Engineering, River Road Blast and Paint, The Pits TV, Track Mac Limited, Avalon Tires and Suspension, Mark Willoughby, and Heater Design Studios.
Hold on. That's a lot of sponsors, bro. You driving a super stock, or you driving a super saloon with a big body that fits all those sponsors on?
Yeah, we definitely wouldn't be out there if it wasn't for those guys. So a massive thank you to all of them.
Okay, bro. Well, look, safe travels. Oh, sorry,
Karen. Just your crew going with you as well, or just family by themselves? You got some of your crew going? Is there?
I think one of our crewmen are going to come over, so got to treat him for a holiday since he's been busy all season racing, traveling the countryside with us.
I can't do it. Where's Dad, bro? Let's bring Dad in. You got a chair next to him? Hey, is he finished for Shortland Street or what? Is Dad busy watching Shortland Street?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's all done and dusted. I had to go back and watch the rest of it.
Rest of it. Oh, what's happened to those skills on there? They getting any action, mate?
Nah.
We won't go down there, mate. It's a family show. We'll leave it right there. We'll get in trouble. It'll be us.
God. Don't get him started, hey, Lala. Don't let him get started. He'll be out of control.
I think if I push one of these buttons up here, it might just delete you. I don't know what
It's called Kokpit for a reason, and I'll leave it at that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Lala, on a serious note, mate, how proud are you, for your young fella sitting next to you to go and represent New Zealand at the World Brisca, mate? There must be something cool, eh?
Oh, wicked. Yeah, I don't really know how it's come about, but I suppose I just got to the bottom of the tin and thought I will try an Ashton. But yeah, like, mate, can't say no, not really probably the right time to be going the way the country's heading at the moment, or with business and all that. But it's something you can't say no to, and we'll go up and represent New Zealand the best we can. We're under no illusion how hard it's going to be. I've seen people go and come back, and some big names go over there, and you think, shit, they'll do well, and they just sort of fall off. I don't think they fall off. It's just a different way they race.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen on Tar Seal, it certainly doesn't look easy.
No, it's not easy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we've been pretty lucky, really. Like Flynn representing New Zealand with the mini stocks. Caleb's done the mini stock deal with New Zealand as well. So yeah, I'm picking. Yeah, at 20 years old, Caleb getting a shot. It's pretty good.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, you're right. You can't say no. Hey, before we continue talking on what's happening and going forward with the trip to the UK, firstly, I see at the AGM last Sunday. Congratulations on an achievement on behalf of the Rotorua Club, mate, and any other club that your family's been associated with. Your name is synonymous within Speedway up and down the country, the Ashton name. So accolades to yourself and your family for everything you put into it, because you don't do things in halves, mate. You go all the way, and then you do the bloody job, and you want to support it for the love, the passion. No different to us on the show. It's what you have in here for the sport that we love. So I just want to get it in there and say congratulations. Well deserved.
Yeah, it's bloody bit of a surprise, really. We don't do what we do for any recognition. We do it for the sport, because it's a fucking, shouldn't swear, boys.
That's all right.
She's a pretty mean family sport, Like, you just look at us. We go along 4 cars, or 3 cars at the moment, hopefully 4 sort of towards the end of next season. And all the kids are in it, and the ones that aren't in it come along and watch and support the other ones. But we're not the only family, the Levines, the Reeses, the Joblins, Wayne and all his group, Wayne Hemi and all his group, there's plenty of families out there doing it,
Yeah.
And I've always said, I'd rather spend $100,000 on a race car than $100,000 on lawyers keeping my kids out of jail for drugs.
100%. Easy.
And the sport, what it does for kids and families is amazing, and the people involved in it. And that's why we do it. We don't do it for any other reason.
And you see that even with families in the crowd watching too, don't you? That they get this, that does the same for them and as a spectator as it does for the family that drives. Everybody's getting that same feeling from it. Just the love and passion of our sport, and being able to represent New Zealand in any sport, and especially be able to do it in motorsport like Speedway. That's something special in its own as well, isn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, like, it goes right back to, like Samuel said earlier, at Rotorua, for instance, the same at every track, from the guys that give up their time to open and close the gate, drive the tractor. I mean, mate, those fellas that drive those tractors get a heap of shit. We're all standing on the sideline. Hurry up and get that car off. We want to go racing. They're volunteers. They do it for the love of it. Everybody, from the person that gives you an armband. Those sort of people, we can't race without those people, right? No track can survive without those people. So we need those people, and they're the people that need to get looked after a little bit more,
Yep.
Like our referees, like Speedway New Zealand been saying, Jason from the Pits TV hits it every time, We need to look after those sort of people,
Yeah, you're right, mate.
Speaking of Jason, mate, he's on there giving you a bit of stick. Hey?
Oh, I bet he is.
He's got congrats, Lala. They normally give life membership to old people.
I am old. I won't say what I was going to say. All right?
Yeah.
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 You know,
Right.
yeah. You're right though, Lala. You are 100% right on everything you said there. So, you know, I was going to be a cheeky bastard at the start and welcome you in as the new president for Speedway New Zealand. I was going to be a
Hey,
smart
hey,
ass.
hey,
Hey,
you want to push delete, mate?
hey.
No,
But
we're like, you know, you want to give back to the sport, and that's what those people do. And I think what Jason done this year was bloody awesome. Everybody got to see a different side of these people.
Yeah.
We all don't get the vote, but that's just the way it goes. But it's really good to put a name to the face, you know, because some of those people you'll never ever, you'll walk past them at the track but won't know who they are, you know. Now you know those sort of people are interested in the sport, and hopefully will stay interested whether they're in or off, you know. Because there will be some disappointed people, you know. But you know, at least there's people willing to do that, you know.
And they show their passion too, Lala. You know, they're no different to us. They show their passion and their love to have the sport. They also show and give you an insight to them as an individual, the values they have and what they can bring forward to enhance the sport we're talking about, you know, whether they're voted in or not. At least you've got to know who the individual is.
That's
right.
Exactly it. You know, it's no different than what you guys do. You do this for the love of the sport, you know, and that's what it's about, you know. Like if we were going to get paid to do what we do, none of us would be doing it, you know. We wouldn't have a sport, you know. It's as simple as that. So, we got to look after the people that look after us, and for us to go racing at any track in New Zealand, we need those people opening and closing gates. Standing at the gate, checking in, you know, making sure you're paying, you know, all those sort of people, track drivers, everybody, you know, clerk of the courses, all those fellas give up their time for bugger all, you know. So without those people, our sport wouldn't be what it is now, you know.
Oh, exactly.
So what got you? And so how did Lala start in Speedway, mate?
My dad.
Yeah.
So Dad used to race back in Forest Lake days, way back Forest Lake days. Him and a guy called Patrick Gallagher had a car together, and then they sort of raced out at Forest Lake. That got closed down, and then they amalgamated. So there used to be HR, Hamilton Rotorua, or HM, if some race raced at the Mount. So Huntley or Hamilton back in those days still stayed in the rotation, right? Because that's how it all sort of worked until Huntley got going, you know. And then, Dad had a super stock, or an A-grade stock car back then. And then one of his business partners had a street stock, and he got hurt, and he said, "Lala, you want to drive the street stock?" Oh, yeah, I'll give that a go. So I had an old Falcon and went out there and, raced street stocks. That's where I started. Then went from there to stock cars, and then went to a super stock, or an A-grade stock car back then, and then back to stock cars and bashed a few people about and got bashed, and then decided to get back into super stocks and went super stock racing, and sort of haven't looked back from there, you know.
Yeah. So I'm guessing for you, Lala, is that what, early 90s, late 80s, early 90s for you?
Oh, I don't know, it'd be 1993, something like that. I can't remember, to be honest. Might be.
Because we worked it out with the Palmy Teams thing from memory. We put a question out there on a show a little while back, who was one of the youngest ever drivers, I think,
to win
teams at Palmerston Teams. Do you think anyone could think it was you, mate? Did you know you're it? You're it? You knew that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
No, you are. You are.
But yeah, and then that was cool. But that was a team effort. You know what I mean? Like no individual, all teams. You know, the first time we went down, the weekend rained off, so we left all our cars at Tony Galbraith's yard back then. He used to drive or have the Eda chip run. And he had a big yard down there. So we left and then went back, and we ended up winning it. It was, you know, said I was knee high to a grasshopper. I was still pooing yellow. You know. Then it all went downhill from there.
So what? I mean, yourself, Caleb, you remember sitting there watching Dad race, did you? And you just had the bug the whole time, mate, or what?
Yeah, as far as I can remember, I just sit in the bank, watch him race, and then ever since then, ever since I turned 12, I wanted a mini stock, got in the mini stock, and then moved straight into the super stock.
Yeah.
So did you have to pressure Dad all the time to get a mini stock, or you just said, I wouldn't mind driving one of those, and it turned up?
No, because Kendall and Samuel already had them, so they just, when once Kendall aged out, Samuel got Kendall's one, and then I got Samuel's one.
You must have been chomping at the bit to get into it, mate, eh?
Yeah, I couldn't wait.
Must have been exciting for you, Lala, watching all your kids go through the stages like that, mate, to see where they all are now.
Oh, yeah. The mini stock's been bloody unbelievable for our sport, you know.
Yeah.
So my oldest boy, Brendan, he started at mini stocks at Huntley. And like I've still got that car in my yard at work.
Oh.
There's nothing, there's just a chassis. I believe it's the second mini stock ever built. I believe.
Wow.
Right? So I've still got it at work. It's yeah, like it's old, like it's but I've never given it away. We just kept it, and we just passed it down to the kids, and then we bought a better car or found a better car, and whoever was the oldest got the better car, you know. And then as Caleb said, you know, once one got out, you got the better car, and then you got, and you know, until Flynn come along, and he's the lucky one. He just jumped into a good car straight away.
Yeah. Let's talk about your cars over the years. You know, like you said, you went from your street stock back in the day. You moved up into stockies, A grades, and super stocks, and all that type of stuff. You've had a few good cars there before the Top Gear back in the day. You've had some good times.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, we have. We got, so the first super or A grade car I had was built by Kevin Free.
Yeah.
In his workshop, you know. So good old Kevin, I'll build 2 cars. And he said that to my dad. You supply the steel for 2 cars and I'll build 2 cars. Well, he built his one, raced it, sold it, built another one, raced it, sold it, and then we got our one. Good old Kevin, you know.
A whole 3 balls, eh?
Yeah. But yeah, and then like, so he sort of he built the chassis and all that, and Dad said, well, you want to race it, you got to finish it, you know. But yeah, as a worker, you got to work first, and you do the car after work. You can use the workshop, and but back in those days, you couldn't go to Cardwells or a race buy and buy a front hub and stub. You know, you go to Wrecking Yard, get a Falcon one, cut it all up, you know. But you know, we also had wooden steering wheels back in those days, you know.
Yeah.
So you had to do things not the hard way, but you just had to, you know, you used to cut all your own wheel centers and, you know, find old rims from Fairviews that were thrown out and chop out the centers and weld your own centers in. And so everything took a little bit more time, but it certainly taught you the value of what you were racing, you know.
So do you try and instill that into your boys as well, make them work on their own cars and do that too?
Yeah. They've got, like, I mean, we got a couple of dedicated pit crew, you know, and we pick a couple of nights a week, but the boys have to wash them, you know. If they've raced them, they've got to wash them. And then when we're working on them, they've got to be there, and they've got to learn and help, you know. Whether it's sweeping the trailer out while we're doing something a little bit different that we don't expect them to do, you know, and each to their own. Like Cole's the sign writer of the family. He does all the sign writing. Like we just say to him, there's the body, you do the sign writing, but I'll do the welding because he's not a welder, you know.
Yeah.
And that's how it works, you know. Caleb, we need something cut out, get on your computer and draw it up, cut it out, you know. Flynn just sits there and pokes shit at everybody and tells us we're all useless. But everybody to their own, you know. Kendall organises all sorts of bits and pieces for us, you know. Cool. Lisa and Georgia at home here, Lisa the wife, she organises everything, make sure we're all set to go on a Saturday. Where we're going, what we're doing, you know. I'll go to work, pick the car up, come home, everything's ready to pack in the truck, and away we go, you know.
Okay.
So Lisa has to do the canned up coffee now too, doesn't she, for bloody Samuel?
Oh, yeah. Apparently, She's trying to stay away from that as much as she can, but yeah, she can't. She's always there trying to help out and do something, you know. So,
I love what you say, Lala. It's a whole family effort. Everyone brings in their own little individual attributes to it. And that's what makes it work. That's what makes it successful. And like you're talking with the wooden steering wheel, Jace, Mr. Pitts TV, where did you get the steam for your cars back in the day, Lala? Where'd you get the steam from?
Waikato Beer it was.
I knew you were going to say that.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, I like that one.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kins is obviously just
That's
looking at the
all
comments
that's
already.
all
There's
that.
some good ones there. Like there's a also Jason's just put, seriously though, Lance and all his family are just outright incredible for the sport. We are proud to be associated with the family and are a huge asset to the sport. The sport is a better place because of the Ashton family. So there you go. And I think that sort of is seen by a lot of people, to be fair, Lance, of that have seen what you do in this for this game and see the way you guys act around the pits, and always happy to help a hand, and you know, so yeah, there's the
But
same set endeavour, I think, mate.
Yeah, but we're not the only family that do it either, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Like you know, like you look at, we'll use Rotorua as an example. Stan and Sonia, you know, took that place on. I mean, I got photos when I used to race here, and the start finish line was on the other side of the bank.
I remember that.
And the lap scores used to be dug into that bank, right?
That's right.
And the flag man used to wave his flag, like stand out over the track and wave his flag. You think, holy moly! Now look at the place, you know. And that's just their dedicated hard work, you know.
Yeah,
there's just a wooden frame, by the way, a little white wooden frame that's set up the
Yeah,
top of
yeah,
the track. I remember that.
Yeah,
Set in
yeah.
the guys, you do this. He used to drop his flag
Yeah.
off and on, but now they
Yeah.
got a
By the
Bruce's.
by the time I got round, it used to be orange or yellow. But yeah, like it's those sort of people that keep the sport going. All the promoters, all the clubs have got somebody that they rely on.
Oh,
you know.
Yeah.
Look, yeah, it's like my experience the last couple of years after traveling around and spending a lot of time with the different tracks and promoters, you see it, you know, like you say, talking about Stan and his crew each week during the season. They're there early, they're doing it. You go to Huntley, you got Red that just spends hours and hours sitting there doing stuff and promoting stuff. And, you know, the Gisborne, you look at the work that's going at the moment at Wanganui's track, where they've rebuilt it in the off season. You got Gisborne doing the same thing, rebuilding theirs, and they've got to do more because the floods have just come in and wiped everything out they've done, and now they've got to start again, you know? So you're right, there's so many tracks at the moment just trying to improve themselves and make themselves better and better. And I think the best way that we can reward that is go put our bums on the seats and support our tracks and clubs, you know?
Yep. And like, you know, like it's a hard one because not everybody can afford to go to every meeting, you know? So we've got to make sure when we put meetings on, they're good meetings, right? So that it gets people interested. And they are good meetings. Like, you know, we call them club nights at Rotorua, and they're harder than normal meetings, you know. But people know what they're getting into when they come to a club night, you know. And that's what it's all about. So, well, you know, like what Wanganui are doing with their wall and innovation with the light running around the top of it, you know. I haven't been there to see it, but seeing what they're doing, bloody grouse idea, you know. And that sort of stuff, it's only better for the sport, you know. And so everybody does their own little bit in their own little way, just like we do our bit in our way, you know. You guys doing your bit tonight and what you've done for the sport since it's come on board. Jason from the Pitts TV with his broadcasting, you know, it's just next level. Like, you know, it's brought our sport to the world, you know. Same as what you fellas do, you know, you do it for the love of it. You don't do it for any other reason, just like we do it, you know.
You're right. You're right, mate. You're 100% right. Is this right, Scott Honeybone? Did you also drive the ex-Jared Wade car back in the day?
Yeah, I bought the 1NZ car. Yep. So I bought that off Jared. It was an old Courier thing.
Yeah.
And and it had a Nissan in it. And then when we bought that, we had that for a couple of years, maybe. I think 2 years. And then we took the Nissan out and got Scott Houston to build our first Top Gear car, put the Nissan in that. And sold the chassis to I think it went to Stephen Warbank out of Huntley.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
It
So,
did. Yeah.
and what he done with it, I have no. I think Jared and them have got it back now. Actually, to be
I
honest,
think they might do actually. Yeah.
yeah, I think they have. So, yeah, but yeah, no, we've had some fun over the years. You know,
Yeah,
bloody
definitely
good
have.
fun.
Well, Amron's jumped in here and he said the good old days with the standard stocks, lala, second-hand chassis, motors, parts from the car wreckers, second-hand tires from the rubbish dump, re-groove, and that was you out on the racetrack.
Yep, on a Sunday afternoon at Huntley, you know, and then straight up to the bar to collect your $20 travel and give it straight back over the bar. Get a 6-pack of Waikato out of the bathtub, you know, have a couple of quiet ones and head home. You know?
Shit, re-grooving tyres, that brings back some memories. Shit, I've done a few of those in my bloody lifetime around the Speedway.
Yeah.
It was hard work pushing those bloody machines. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, but like, I mean, you know, we say that and it's like the good old days, and it is the good old days, but it's like everything, you know. Like when I got my license, a Mark II Cortina or Mark III Cortina 2-litre GT was like, fuck, they're the things to have, you know.
Yeah,
now these fellas rip around in bloody Hondas or whatever they've got, and they're doing 150k in second gear, you know.
Yeah.
So
we were lucky to top that,
it just evolves, you know, like our sport just evolves, you know.
Yeah.
And what people are building, I mean, there's no difference. Like our cars are old cars, like 12 and 13 years old, you know. But we look after them, and they're good cars, you know. Yeah, it's like what Pete's building and William Humphreys and all those guys, Calvin Gray, they build cars for the sport, and they build good cars, you know. It's just the way the sport evolves, and to be honest, I don't think the young fellas of these days, they come out of mini stocks and everybody says they're spoiled. They're not so much spoiled, but you can buy good gear for cars now. So that's where it comes from, you know. They're not spoiled little brats, you know. You hear that every once in a while, they're just spoiled, they just get what they're given, and you know, but that's what you got to buy. That's what you buy from a speed shop, you know. And it is what it is. The stock cars are going just as fast. And it's still a good class, you know. You're always going to get the haters and the people that, you know, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, and that's why we do it for, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
You happy with the Top Gear chassis there, Caleb? You like those? You enjoyed driving a Top Gear?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, good chassis.
Caleb.
You got to lean forward and hard to ahead of Dad, mate.
No, that bloody wicked chassis, the Top Gears. Like, we've done a few changes at the end of last season, try and improve them a bit more. But they're one of the best chassis out there, and bloody love them.
Awesome.
Nothing wrong with that, mate. You know, you stick what you're used to, what you're
that's it,
traveling with, and that's it. You know, if you get at the pointy end all the time, mate, you've done it. Murray Finson, here's an old name back in the day. Lala, he's watching tonight. Murray.
Old Mutton.
Yeah, that's him. They got old Murphy's car with the old 0H on the back in the days. Yeah. That was us back in the day, Lala. Chloe Burley, Mike Max watching, Murray Vincent, 1997, me in the 21, Blair in the 22, Lala in the 23. 97, mate. Yeah. Have you got your tattoo yet from Mike Pugh? He's going to
no, not yet. Not yet.
What's that tattoo? What tattoo are you getting?
Do you not remember, Kins?
The All-Stars Teams Nationals winning one.
Yeah, that's right. No.
Well, the All-Stars are going to get him from their winning. Yeah.
Kyle Fraser. Kyle's correct. Lala Huntley had no club rooms when it first opened. It was just a relocated house sitting on Coca-Cola Corner, turn 3-4, and a bar tub in the bathroom was the bar. God, there you go. Look at that, eh? What else we got here? So is there 4 Top Gear coming? Dave Thomas, is there 4 Top Gear coming?
No, Scott's not build them anymore. So we've got a plan, and we've got a plan in motion, you know, but we haven't confirmed anything as yet, you know. We're working through it, and
we can start a rumor.
I bet you could.
So how true is the other? Yeah. So how true is the other rumor, Lala, that half of the plane is full of Ashtons going over to the UK?
I don't know. I'll have to wait and see if I can recognise any of them.
How great has it
only,
been for you over the years too, mate? Like we all talk about Speedway and the family side of it, but the amount of lifetime friends that you've got from Speedway, you know, how good, you know, like there must be some got real close with some guys that you're never gonna, you know.
Oh, next level, you know, like it's just, you know, we went with Caleb to the Aussies when we went over there, you know, James Buckle, Kyle Fraser, Chucky, you know, and those fellas, like, you know, you give them a ring whenever you like and they answer the phone, you know what I mean? It's not, you know, like, yeah, I don't know, it's just a different sort of a friendship, you know what I mean? You know, we got Brett Nichols and all them down in Nelson and all those fellas, you know, like you just ring them, say we're coming down, and oh, there's a bed here, you know, don't book accommodation, leave your car here, you know. We do it for them when they come up, Alex Hall, all those, you know. It's just different the way we look after each other in the sport, you know. It's pretty unique, you know. We can go and take each other out, you know, spin each other out, but that's what happened on the dirt. You know, there's a few fellas that take it a little bit further, but 99% of us are what happened on the dirt. Well, I always told these kids, what happens on the dirt stays on the dirt, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And that's what's got to happen. If you bring it into the pits, you can come and vent at me and go off a little bit, but that's where it stops. You know, the dirt's for sorting it out on, you know, and go and do it out there, you know.
Yeah, well, when we're talking to Charlie Slaughter the other week, that's what he struggles with is that's not so much struggle, but it's total different. Like, because over in England, no one talks to anybody. No one's, you know, they're not. You hit someone on the track, that's it. You're wiped for life, type thing. Where over here, he got smashed, and the guys are coming up asking, shaking his hand afterwards. I want to buy him a beer, and he's like, "What?" You know, and that's our culture, isn't it, over here in our sport, mate?
Yeah. I mean, hey, there are some rat bags. Don't get me wrong. You know, but you know, like it is what it is, and to be honest, like at least 99% of us are good at what happens. You know, like all you want to do is go along, enjoy your racing, go to work on Monday. You know, do some team racing, watch the kids excel. You know, or put their heart and soul into it. Whether you win or lose, it makes no difference. You know, you don't want to lose. We don't go out there to come last, but it is what it is at the end of the day. You know, like we can, you know, and I've been in that position where, like, I've been an Auckland champ, a Huntley champ, went to Rotorua champs, and got second. You know, go to the New Zealands and don't even come close to qualifying. You know, but it's just the way the sport is. You know, and I've always said to these kids, you know, like, I don't care if you don't qualify. I want you to qualify, but if you don't, you don't. We have another go next year, you know. And if they qualify, it's a whole different ball game again, you know. And that's where these fellas need to learn. They're only young, so when they get to the next level, you know, qualifying's different again. You know, it is the top 26. So, and hopefully, you know, it'll come and they'll start qualifying, and you know, away we go. You know.
Yeah. Exactly, 100%. Look, Dylan's watching. Uncle Lala, have you ever wanted to wine my dad, your brother Blair, off just for fun? Have you always dreamed of doing that?
All the time.
There you go, Dylan.
Yeah, but I could never catch him. He always had the faster car.
Lala, you should come and get his OG Rover Superstock back from my backyard. That's Mike Mack.
Oh, yeah, he's got my old. So we started that off as a super stock, real ugly body thing. It was because I don't dislike forward wise, but like everybody's got one, and I don't mind being a bit different. Yeah. So we built this car. Well, John Van Amsterdam built it for me, and we put a Rover in it. We started off as a super stock, and then we decided, me and my wife decided we'd have another kid, and we had to park it up for a bit, so we sold it. And then I got it back off. Scott Redfern bought it off me. I bought it back off, or leased it off Scott, and we raced it. And then he sold it, and it went to Hawke's Bay to the guy that owns Hawke's Bay Doors. I forget his name now. But Mike Mack drove it a couple of years. No, not Regan. No.
Hawke's Bay Doors.
Owns the mesh. Yeah, is it Hawke's Bay Doors? Yeah. Pretty sure he does the catering at the Hawke's Bay track too. I can't remember his name now.
Carry on.
he's
James
sponsored
Bucker's
the
on
track down there. Is it Hawke's Bay Doors? I can't remember.
Oh, I know who
But
you're
he
talking
owned-
about now. And now it's going to bug me. I can't remember the name.
Brendan. Is it Brendan?
Brendan, that's
Brendan.
it. Brendan.
Yeah.
Yep. And he owned it for a bit. And then I think, Mike Mack drove it for the Orange Roughies or something. So
Yeah.
I could buy it back and go into historics or something.
Why not, mate? Talking of James Buckrow, James wants to know, when do we see you in shorts, Lala? When do we see you in shorts?
Yeah, never. I've told I made a deal with him. When his boy wears one NZ, I'll wear a pair of shorts.
Oh.
And actually, wasn't that long ago? I think him and Horse had a photo together with a Buster stuff on.
Yeah.
I remember that. They did you
I
for
don't
that.
think it very funny. Yeah, that was a bet. That was a bet I lost with Todd. So
Yeah.
but nah, hey, look, and that's what the sport's about. Like, it doesn't really matter what shirt you got on at the end of the day. When you go down to the teams and all that, everybody that goes out the gate, and the way I look at it, gets the same amount of respect.
Yes.
Yes.
They're all out there doing the same thing, trying to win.
Yep.
Some win, some lose. Some things you think, shit, this team's really strong, and it doesn't go to their way. But it's not because they're no good. It's just because a lady luck's not on their side.
Mm-hmm.
Look at poor old Cody Mack this year against Rotorua. Like half a lap to go, red light, gear stick falls out or something.
Yeah.
Well, that must be devastating for him. How lucky for Rotorua to get a red light. So who do I cheer for? I'm like, 1 minute I'm going, yeah, Rotorua, yeah, and then Auckland, oh shit, that poor bugger. You just, got no favourites, and but I had to wear a Bay Park shirt. I've still got it. Right in the bottom of the drawer somewhere, in case of an emergency shirt.
Yeah. Oh, well, hey, even me and young Flynn had his little orange tutu on. There's a photo of me and Flynn racing around with his little orange tutu on.
Is that why you were following him around?
Yeah, that's and that's the end of the day. You're having a laugh. You're having fun. You're enjoying it. And you're right. Whatever happens on the track stays there.
Yep.
It stays
Yep.
there.
Yep.
It's always that time. Mike Pugh, have you got me a hoodie yet from Mike?
No.
No. Okay.
Well, that's the thing too, I suppose. Are you going to do? Are you guys? We're at it. We're over time, but that doesn't matter. You guys going to do any merch this season for the Ashton stuff, or?
Yeah. Kyle's working on some stuff now. We just had to confirm a number at Rotorua, because if we get the 4 super stocks, we needed to put the new numbers on the flags and that. And Samuel's managed to secure us a number. So now we've got a number. We'll start doing merch, and it won't be till the start of the season. We'll just see how we go. And Kyle's pretty onto that sort of stuff. He's found some stuff today that he's bringing in from overseas, and just different little things to give away to the kids. And it's just like, it won't be to make any money off. It'll just be if somebody wants something and we got it there, we'll get it, and if they want to order it, we'll order it and sell it. We'll just see how it goes. But these kids all like their merch. I need new shirts. They seem to shrink in the wash.
Mate, and just to wrap it up before we let you go, Lala, when you think of your young fella sitting next to you, it's not that far away. It's just a couple of months away. You head over to the UK, 24-hour flight. It's something that will stay in your memory for a long time, and something you will be proud of with Caleb and the rest of the family heading over there. Like you say, get out there doing it. You're representing the country. Done it before in mini stocks, but it's something that can be never taken away from you.
Nah, that's right. And like, we'd like to be taking all the family, but it's just too short a notice to get everything organised, to do it properly with the whole family. So it might be something we'll look at later on, taking the whole family over for a trip. But at this stage, it's only me, Flynn, Samuel, Caleb, obviously, Dino, my pit crew, that'll head over, we'd like to take Kyle and Brendan and all the family, but we'll just get through this trip and see what it's like, and then work it out from there,
Good on
yeah,
yous.
I don't know. I think it's going to be grouse. Can't thank the guys that have helped organise it either. Like Carl Hawkins giving us a car. Next level. Like there's Neil McCord was asking people that he knew over there for cars, and I text Frankie and I got about a 50 texts back because he must have had it on automatic reply. Yeah, pal. 3 o'clock in the morning, my phone's going off. Yeah, pal. But those sort of fellas, we couldn't do it without them either. So those fellas just giving up cars like that, it's just next level.
Well, I'll tell you what, I look forward to seeing a photo of you at the Rovers return having a Waikato, mate.
Yeah, good luck. I'll have to take it with me. Those fellas keep me warm. No, we're going to have good fun. We're going to go there and have a good time and hopefully do our track Rotorua and New Zealand proud. Even just driving out the gate will be enough for me. I'll probably just watch them drive out the gate and go to the bar or something because I'll be too scared to watch. But hey, look, like we can't do it without everybody's support. Steve Williams run today. And because I've never really flown overseas or anything. What do I do, Steve? Being a world leader that he is and drives and travels around the world. He said, "Look, leave it with me. I'll jack up some, not pay for them, but find out what flights you need to take and what cities you go to and all that. Because I don't have an FPOS card. I never had one, so I don't know how they work. So his wife was saying, you get this card and leases onto it. So we'll go over there with bloody zip-zap card thingies and,
You might have to let your kids control that, mate.
Oh, no. Have you seen what they've done? No. But, all those sort of things, like you take for granted, all those little bits of information that people give you, Frankie and all those, they'll give us amazing insight when we get there on what to do, I just can't wait to get there, to be honest, and have a go,
Yeah, mate.
and hopefully the other boys that are going over enjoy themselves too, and we all get together and it should be
There's
good
have to
fun,
be a sponge there, Caleb, when you get over there, mate. Hey, take it all in and enjoy yourself.
Just a sponge.
Sponge, yeah. Not SpongeBob.
That'll probably be Flynn.
He might be putting his arms and be squiddling or some bloody thing on it. Hey, it's been a massive show. It's been a pleasure to have the Ashton family on with us. I know it's not been all of the drivers that race in the super stocks, but to have you on our show, Lala, I know you hate doing this stuff. This isn't your deal. This isn't your passion, but to join alongside Caleb and Flynn and Sam earlier, I just want to say thank you to the 4 years for being part of this. It's been a bloody laugh. It's been a hoot. And again, and again, on behalf of that everyone that's commented, watched our show throughout the Speedway, up and down this country, they say thank you to you, what you do. And I know you're going to say there's other families, and yes, there are other families, but there's a lot you do for it as well, mate. So we appreciate that.
Yep. No, we will, and we keep doing it. Dad started it, and he's just kept it going, and like he said, this is what we're going to do, and this is what we enjoy doing, and without him being in the sport, he's been entrenched in Huntley for a while and helped get that going, and it's just straight into Rotorua, and so how do we sponsor this place, what do we got to do, so when I've seen Sonia and Stan or Sonia, what do we do, what do you want, and it just snowballed from there, and it's bloody cool, I think we're gonna help Nelson out a bit with the second tier this year for the champs down there, good people down there too, like bloody unbelievable people. We've done a few meetings down there. They really look after you. Christchurch is the same, Steve Lennon, all those guys, and it's not so much anything, but it's just enjoyable helping those people, and they reward you for it, it's bloody good.
No. Well, look,
That will
if
be
people
lit.
watch, if anyone wants to get on board and help young Caleb here get over there to England, Ashton Racing on Facebook, and just send them a message if you want to help, and I'm sure they'll appreciate anything that you want to help and participate with, eh? But on
Yeah,
that,
mate,
we'd
yeah,
like to
every
thank
little-
you all tonight for joining us. We appreciate your time. We took you away from bloody Shorty Street, so, you know, it's...
Yeah, bastards.
But Caleb, we wish you all the best, mate, and safe travels over there, and just have fun, mate, and
Definitely.
enjoy representing your club and your country and your family. So yeah, really enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you. Thank you.
Thanks for everybody watching too.
Hey, we'll see you
Thanks,
soon,
everybody.
mate. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Hey.
I've got a surprise for you. Don't you worry.
We can talk dirty stuff later on, mate, in the pit.
Yeah. Don't worry at all, my friends.
All right, we'll see you
Okay,
later.
thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
No worries.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I just want to thank TWS as well, because they've sort of supported us with some of our stuff we've worn
Yep.
over the year, our jackets and everything, you know.
Yeah, they're on
And
our
that
new
goes
stuff for
beyond-
season 2,
yeah.
kids.
And it goes beyond any words they can say what their family has done. They've been associated with tracks for many years. They're not shy to put themselves into help out with different tiers in motorsports and Speedway, you know. Just so giving, just so giving. Bloody good to catch our lala. And like I said, this isn't his deal. He is hard to get on the camera. You saw that at the celebrity race with Steve Williams there. He stood away from the camera. This is not his thing. But to have him on the show alongside with his boys, yeah, just credit to the man. And credit to everyone that's watched the show, because it's
Yes.
been bloody awesome. It's
We hope
been a
you
fun.
enjoyed
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Oh, we got to sort out a guest for next week now.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I got something in mind, but yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
Rob, but
you're
thank
right.
you for watching us. We've gone a little bit over time tonight, or quite a bit over time, but hey, it happens. We hope you enjoyed it. Have a great week and a great weekend, and watch this page for what's coming up next Wednesday night. But we hope you all enjoyed yourself, and from myself and Kinser, thanks very much.
Sweetie. See you later. Thank you.
Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bump and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot, Natty.